Hi friends and welcome to today's video. I am Dipti and today I am sharing with you 1 week worth of vegetarian meals that I prepared for a family of 4. Except for a couple of meals, most of the meals in this video use prepped ingredients from an earlier meal prep. I did that meal prep on Monday and there I shared with you the lunch and dinner I made for that particular day. So just to recall, I made mixed veg bhaji, amti, rice and roti for lunch, and for dinner we had pasta in a buttery garlic sauce. For your reference, I am linking that video in the card above and in the description box below. So do check it out. In this video, I will share meals for the rest of the week. So let's begin. Tuesday was a fasting day, so in morning I made sabudana khichdi for my family and I limited myself to coffee, handful nuts and berries. Dinner was simple traditional Maharashtrian meal of Srikhand puri, Batata Bhaji, Varan bhat and amti. I started by preparing Srikhand. To a strainer lined with kitchen towels, I added 2.5 cups of full fat yogurt and strained out the liquid as much as possible. Then placed weight over it to remove additional water. I collected the draining liquid in a separate container for later use. 2.5 cups of yogurt yielded about 1.5 cups of hung yogurt. I was preparing two types of Srikhand, one with sugar for my family and one with keto sweetener for myself. To each of the bowls, I added 3/4 cups of hung yogurt, followed by the addition of half a cup of sour cream. Sour cream is optional. I added sour cream to increase the bulk of the Srikhand. Sour cream also adds a slight tang to the Srikhand, which is a must in my books. So if the yogurt is not tangy enough, then I would strongly recommend that you add sour cream. I added 1/3 cup of regular sugar to one bowl and 1/3 cup of keto sweetener to the other, followed by the sprinkling of ground cardamom on each. That's when I realized that both the bowls look the same, and unless one tasted it would be hard to differentiate. Since I was preparing this meal for as a naivedya, I could not really taste it. So I decided to distinguish the two by adding saffron only to the one. So the one with regular sugar had saffron and the other one with the keto sweetener did not. Mixed in the sugar sweetener with the hung yogurt and sour cream to form a homogeneous mixture. Covered and stored it in the refrigerator until ready to serve. Next I prepared batata bhaji. While yogurt was straining, I had pressure cooked potatoes and now they were ready to be peeled and cut into pieces for bhaji. Boiled potatoes can get gummy when cutting and I didn't want my cutting board to have the gummy mess. So I simply cut them randomly in the plate itself and it worked fine. As soon as the potatoes came out of the pressure cooker, I put in tur dal and rice to pressure cook. Place the cooked rice container in a plate with water as its bottom had cooked dal sticking to it. When the bottom soaks in the water, it's easy to remove the stuck on dal. Mashed the cooked dal with the backside of the serving spoon and had it ready for making amti. Prepared tadka of mustard seeds, cumin seeds, green chilies, turmeric and hing. To it added mushed up cooked dal and mixed everything together. Then added water rinsed from the cooked dal container, salt, amsul, gur and gave everything a good mix and brought it to a gentle simmer. Lowered heat, added chopped cilantro and moved it to a different burner and continued with the simmering. Then prepared tadka for batata bhaji. To hot oil I added mustard seeds, cumin seeds, turmeric, hing and mixed around and then added previously prepared potatoes. Mixed in everything, added finely chopped cilantro, mixed well and batata bhaji was ready. Made a big batch of puri dough in my stand mixture. Puri dough is slightly tighter than roti or chapati dough. Took out 20 small portions out from this dough, smoothened them and rolled them out to puris. It's a good idea to oil the rolling pin and the surface with oil for easier rolling of the puris. I had kept oil for heating on low heat in a kadhai before starting rolling out the puris, and when the last few were remaining, I turned up the heat to medium high. By the time the last one was rolled out, oil was hot and ready for frying. Fried puris one at a time until all were made. It was close to 8 p.m. and it was past our dinner time. Everyone was very hungry, and in the rush, I forgot to make chutney, koshimbir and papad. If I had those three things, then this thali would be the most simplest but complete Maharashtrian thali. It is what it is. I had never made keto Srikhand earlier and oh my god, it came out super delicious. I will definitely make a separate video on it sometimes in the future. Moving on to Wednesday. For lunch I used up tindora or tonli that I had prepped on Monday, which was my meal prep day for the week. Since the quantity was less, I cut up a large potato lengthwise and used it to bulk up the bhaji. Prepared tadka of mustard and cumin seeds, and when they sputtered, added in finely chopped cilantro stems and green chilies in hot oil and mixed around. Then added potatoes, mixed around and covered and cooked for a few minutes. Uncovered, added little water, mixed around some more and covered and cooked for 2 to 3 minutes. Potatoes got stuck to the pan and gave me a hard time to get up. Either I need to pay more attention or make sure the gas is little bit on lower heat or need a better spatula for this kind of mixing. Anyways, added previously prepared tonli, little water, salt, mixed around and covered and cooked for a couple more minutes. Uncovered, added homemade voda masala, good, mixed around and covered and cooked once more for another 2 to 3 minutes. Finally, tonli potato bhaji was ready. Moved it off to the back burner and used the front burner to prepare rotis. Once rotis were prepared, I was ready to serve lunch. Served yesterday's leftover amti along with freshly prepared tonli, potato bhaji and rotis. For dinner, I used up the leftover potato bhaji from Tuesday and made toasted bread sandwiches that I served with ketchup on the side. Moving on to Thursday. Palak Varan or Palak Kadhi with rice and roti was on Thursday's menu. To make this Maharashtrian style Palak Varan Bhaji or Palak Kadhi like I call it, I started with 5 large garlic cloves that were peeled and I thinly sliced them and kept aside. Then finally chopped 4 green chilies and kept them aside as well. Took 5 to 6 handfuls of previously prepared palak and chopped it finely. Only a handful or two of palak was still remaining that I stored in the refrigerator for use at a later time in the week. Placed a heavy bottom pot on medium heat and added oil. When oil was warm, not hot, only warm, added 1/4 cup of raw peanuts and fried them until they turned dark pink. Remove them from the pot into a small vati. Next in line for frying were thinly sliced garlic cloves. Turn down the heat a notch so as to avoid burning these. Continuously stir the slices around until they were uniformly fried on both the sides. Remove them from the pot along with some of the oil and kept aside. In the same pot and in the remaining oil prepared tadka, sputtered mustard seeds, then added hing, turmeric, finely chopped green chilies and spinach. Mixed everything together. Though spinach wilts as soon as it comes in contact with heat, it takes some time to cook completely because of its very high fiber content, and that's why it's important to cover and cook it for a good 2 to 3 minutes. As I mentioned earlier, I had saved liquid from straining yogurt and that is what I used for my kadhi base. Shook the glass jar to homogenize the yogurt solids with its liquid and transferred half of it to a bowl. Added 2 heaping tablespoons of besan or chickpea flour to this liquid to form a slurry. Added the remaining yogurt liquid and blended it as uniformly as possible. Back to the spinach cooking on the pot. Uncovered the pot, mixed around and added salt. Spinach had slightly burnt at the bottom but nothing that bad. Added besan yogurt slurry to the pot and mixed around. Added some more water to thin out the kadhi. Once kadhi started simmering, added half of the fried peanuts and fried garlic slices along with the reserved oil. Mixed everything thoroughly and once again simmered on medium-low heat for a few minutes. Turned off the heat and transferred the hot palak kadhi to a glass container. Then started preparing rotis. I had dough from Monday's meal prep, so it didn't take me long time to prepare rotis. The type of roti that I prepare is called ghadicha polya. So this is what you do. You roll a dough ball flat in a 3 to 4 inch circle, apply oil and fold it in half. Apply oil that is sticking to your fingers and then fold over to get a triangle shaped dough. Dip it in flour and roll this triangle into a circle that is uniformly thin all around. This is definitely an art that took me some time to get a hang of. I like to do as a production line. Perform the same step for all the dough balls before going to the next step. After 6 polis had piled up, placed tawa for heating on medium-high heat and once it was hot enough started roasting the polis. There was no separate bhaji to go along with the meal, so I served cucumber slices and garlic coconut chutney along with palak kadhi and roti. Dinner was leftover palak kadhi from morning along with freshly cooked rice and papad on the side. For Friday's lunch, I had gawar batata bhaji, palak varan, pori and rice on the menu. Started preparing gawar bhaji first. Placed casserole pan on low-medium heat and added oil to it. While oil was heating, started cutting peeled potatoes into pieces. As soon as oil was hot enough, prepared tadka by sputtering mustard and cumin seeds and hing. Added chopped potatoes, turmeric, red chili powder and mixed everything well. Then rubbed in ajwain seeds between the palms of my hands and added them to the sabzi and mixed thoroughly. Then added previously prepared gawar beans. Mixed well and covered and cooked for 3 to 4 minutes on medium heat. Uncovered, stirred the bhaji, added salt, covered and cooked for another 3 to 4 minutes. Uncovered once more, stirred the bhaji, added good and mixed well. Bhaji was almost ready. Covered and moved it to the back burner. It was now time to prepare palak varan from the remaining palak. Placed heavy bottom pan on the front burner on medium-low heat and added oil to it. While oil was heating, started chopping palak and green chilies on the side. As soon as oil was hot enough, prepared tadka by sputtering mustard and cumin seeds, hing, finely chopped green chilies, palak and turmeric. Mixed everything well and cooked covered for 2 minutes. Uncovered and added cooked dal. This was the same dal that was left over from Tuesday's dinner that I had refrigerated until now. Added water to adjust consistency, seasoned it with salt and brought it to a rolling boil. Palak varan was ready. Garnished bhaji with cilantro and thoroughly mixed everything. Transferred hot varan and bhaji to serving bowls. Started cooking rice. While rice was cooking, rolled out puris. I used the puri dough from Tuesday. After 3 days, it had loosened significantly to roll it out very easily into puris. Once puris or rotis were ready, I was ready to serve lunch. Plate full of delicious, nutritious food. Dinner was simple, beyond meat plant-based burgers. Moving on to Saturday. There was plenty of rice left over from yesterday's lunch. In fact, I had prepared extra just so that I can have extra to make masala rice from the leftovers. To begin, I sorted whole spices like cloves, cinnamon sticks, black cardamom and bay leaf in hot oil until the spices turned fragrant. Then added chopped onions, carrots and paneer. Turned down heat to medium-low and sauteed onions until they became translucent and carrots started wilting. Then squeezed in tomato paste and added in few finely chopped green chilies. Thoroughly incorporated tomato paste and green chilies with the veggies and covered and cooked on low-medium heat for 3 to 4 minutes. Uncovered, mixed veggies around and added yesterday's leftover rice. Mixed gently to keep rice grains as intact as possible. Sprinkled in powdered cinnamon, powdered black pepper and finely chopped cilantro. Mixed gently to incorporate these in the veggie rice. Veggie masala rice was now ready. All I had to do was prepare bundi raita to go along with it. To a bowl, added 4 heaping tablespoons of whole milk yogurt and spicy bundi and a little bit of chopped cilantro. Mixed everything and raita was ready. Served a generous portion of veggie masala rice with bundi raita on the side. For dinner, I simply heated up frozen parathas and served them with pickle and yogurt on the side. Finally, it's Sunday. Most of the times on Sundays, Milind, with the assistance of my younger son Ami, prepares something for lunch or dinner. Today he was preparing Thai-inspired noodles using a recipe that he found on YouTube. I will share the link to the recipe in the description box below. Milind has prepped red onion, few green chilies and tons of garlic. First, they are frying plant-based burger patty in a wok on medium-high heat until the patties are darkened on both the sides. Amit is measuring out 2 tablespoons of vegetarian soy sauce followed by 1 tablespoon of vegan fish sauce. That's such an oxymoron. Anyway, this was followed by 1 tablespoon of artisanal Japanese soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce and 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar. They mixed it until the sugar was completely dissolved. They took the patty out and cut them into pieces. Original recipe called for chicken, but we used plant-based burgers instead. Flavored up the cut patties with 1 tablespoon of vegan fish sauce and let them hang around for some time. By this time, water had also heated up and in went the Thai flat noodles. I picked out a few green beans from my veggie garden. While I prepped the green beans, Milind sauteed onions and green chilies and garlic. When onions browned slightly, he added the flavored plant-based patty pieces to the wok and stir-fried them for a minute. At the last minute, they decided to skip adding the green beans that I had prepped and instead went ahead with frozen green peas. They realized that noodles needed some more water to finish off the cooking. So they added another pitcher of boiling water and covered and let the noodles cook for a few minutes. Then drained out the water from the noodles, added them in part to the wok. Mixed them gently with the paste, poured the sauce mixture over and gently mixed once more, taking care to keep the noodles as intact as possible. While the final preparation didn't look that great, it definitely tasted fantastic and kids loved it as well. This will definitely be a regular on my menu for my family. For dinner, all I did was place a takeout order for pizza from our local pizzeria. That's all, guys. I hope you like this week's meals and that you try out at least one of them for your own lunch or dinner. Thank you so much for watching, liking and sharing my video. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Thank you very much. See you all in the next video. Bye, guys.